there. We are recording this session. Who's taking notes?
I will.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure that I had some names and some information. And if you put something in the chat box that I need to see, will somebody let me know, because you know how that looks. I can't ever hardly see it. Oh, and I see Melissa said I will too. Okay. So first of all, my question for you is, do you think that artificial intelligence should be added to a current sequence of courses that we have? Do you think this should just be a course that's added into different sequences? Or do you think this should be its own sequence of courses? What are your opinions on this?
I think we need to develop interest in it, maybe I know we have a blip of it in the Fund of Tech, in the new Fund of Tech sequence, a blip of everything in the new Fund of Tech sequence. But if we don't take it from that blip into some of the other classes from there, they're going to lose interest of it.
Yeah.
All we do is give them a 1 week little blip of information of artificial intelligence and a 1 week cybersecurity. We don't give them anything else after that. We're going to lose them.
Yeah. So yes, Chad put in the chat that it is part of the computer science standards. And so yes, that's why we feel it's important to create at least a course, maybe not a whole sequence, maybe add this course in where fundamentals of tech starts. And then there are, graphic design programs. We could put it in a graphic design program if you see it working there, or we could put it in. I just need your input onto where you think it fits. What are some of the sequences where you think it fits?
I think it fits in the Academy of Engineering, which we have. I mean, at our school, I think it fits there.
Okay. So in our sequence of courses, we have several different areas in IT. Are you familiar with those?
Well, Melissa and I teach the computer science, both of the AP computer science courses. So I know there are some others in here that teach them.
Yes.
Computer science principles touches on it a little bit, and the difference is if you teach computer science principles as an AP class, it touches on it for the test, but there's nothing on the test for it.
Right.
But if you take it as a computer programming class or a computer science, or, and don't take it as an AP class, then you could develop it even more, or even do something like like the Cyber Patriot is, and do it as an after-school group or after-school club for those who it doesn't fit in their schedule, and do it as a separate course or something like that at this time.
Yeah. This information that I got for this syllabus, I pulled the Microsoft AI course or test, and then I also found an instructor out of Ohio that was teaching an AI course. And so I tried to kind of blend the two, find the common things that they were teaching. Do you think this looks fundamental enough, basic enough, this information? I know it's hard to see on the shared screen.
It should have
if I were to present this to my principal to add to our Academy of Engineering, first thing he's going to ask me is, where am I going to get the PD? Because he's going to put it on me to teach it. I can assure you.
Right. Yeah.
He's going to pull me out of the business management, and he's going to put this on me to teach. So where would I get, and he's going to ask me, where would I get PD fast enough to get this ready for next school year? And I can see Melissa's probably running it through too, because, we're the ones that they're going to pull into trying to develop this. So where would we get PD to even know if this, looking at it, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't have enough knowledge about AI myself right now.
Yeah. So what are some, okay, so in our planning committee, what we need to be looking for is PD. Where can we get PD on this? And I've written that in my notes. What are possible career outcomes? I feel like that is a huge, that could go a lot of different places. So those of you that are willing to serve on this committee, those are some of the things we're going to be looking at. I do have, let me scroll down a little bit so you can see. I did find a Pearson test as well, certified artificial intelligence practitioner, but there's also an ethical emerging technologies that kind of goes along with drone learning. I wasn't sure if that should be an either or an and kind of test option. I don't know. What else do you, and I see in the chat, several of you have said single class at this time, a course, but not a full program. So I just would need help too then deciding on which sequence of courses this would need to be added to. Because I have kind of felt like this did need to be its only course or its only thing, but I'm not knowledgeable enough about it I wasn't confident in making that decision.
Did you see in the chat from Brandy, with drones, you have to have certain clearance?
Yeah.
We have drones at Capitol Hill and now they don't meet the requirements, so we can't fly them.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So we have drones in the Academy of Engineering, but we can't run them. So, yeah. I mean, that's a consideration. We're going to have to find out all those requirements before we can.
For drones.
We don't want to buy anything with any kind of Perkins money that we can't use.
Right. Okay, so let's just switch over to drones. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Oh, and you have to be a certified drone pilot? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you're here, Brandy. Brandy shared some links with me this week just for some looking into drone piloting. I know a couple of opinions on drone piloting. Tell me what you all think. Does this need to be its own sequence, or do you think there should just be one course?
Well, we could probably get our PD from Chad.
Yeah, right. Welcome, Chad. I'm putting your number in my address book. You're cutting out really bad, Chad. I'm so sorry.
I would suggest adding a single course that is the ground school for the Part 107 license. I don't know.
Could that course then, though, be a part of a bigger series of courses, sequence of courses?
I mean, beyond that, it gets into things like video technique and things like that that probably fit better, I don't know, with maybe our AV people. I don't know that there's a whole sequence there, but there may be. I mean, there certainly would be in an complete aviation sequence that looked at not only remote pilot, but actual piloting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I jumped in here just a little late, but Ruth was talking about some of the different requirements that her drones would meet. I'm a certified pilot, and I know you have to be that if you plan to utilize anything in a commercial sense. So if you were doing it as a client project, or even if it was a payment in kind, if they were going to, anything like that, you would have to be drone certified. But I agree with Chad. I don't know that there's enough content there to make it a whole program. It's dabs of weather, dabs of landing, air control space, that kind of thing.
There's enough for a complete year course.
Mm-hmm.
For one course. So it could be easily added on then to our video sequence of courses.
Or if we wanted to get deeper into, or if Career Tech wanted to get deeper into aviation in general.
Well, we do actually have an aviation program in STEM, but we wanted to be able to offer some drone piloting in BMITE.
The AOPA, if you sign up for it, they provide you free training. I did it virtually online. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. And then they'll provide you with all the free curriculum. They have 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade is coming out next year. I've done the 9th grade and the 10th grade. They told me that my students had to do 10th and 11th grade to be able to pass the FAA Part 107 unmanned pilot's license. But I have determined that they really do not need 10th grade. So I have a student that started this year and he's doing the 11th grade curriculum. It provides you with tons of activities, videos, quizzes, and it's really amazing. But if you do all the activities, it is based on a full school year, 50 class periods. And then
great resource.
I don't know if anybody else is using it, but that's what I've been using for my students. This will be my first year to have one that's going to take the test as his certification at the end. I'm an East instructor, so I really fall under BMITE instead of IT, but I thought I would join this. Also a way to get free drones. If you guys have not signed up for the Civil Air Patrol program, you pay $35 for your first year. And then as long as you renew within your 12-month period, you don't have to pay again. And we've gotten tons of different STEM kits. Like right now I'm getting the Build Your Own Computer Keno kit for my students to work with, but we've gotten a couple of the drones from there as well. If you're going to buy DJI drones, the cheapest time to buy them during the year is Black Friday. And we did the TILO kits last year. They're normally $149. They come with the 3 batteries. I got them all for $99 on Black Friday last year. So those are just a few things that I've learned so far. I'm an East. I don't know if you guys even know what that is because I'm not normally in IT, but they hired an FAA inspector to teach the East teachers the information they needed to know to pass the drone certification. And he said that if you are flying a plane or a drone for the school, you fall under the commercial. So you have to have that Part 107 for your students to fly that. So that's why I have to keep mine up. I just did my recertification last Wednesday. The recertification is 1,000 times easier than the initial, just a little FYI for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandy. Okay, so here is my begging and pleading. Those of you that would be willing to meet with me maybe at a later date so that we can build a syllabus for this project for drone piloting. Those of you that have given or have taken the exam, I feel like could we use that to build our competencies? Of course, we wouldn't be able to use them verbatim. Is there, with a lot of the testing websites, we were able to go find the competencies for those. Is that a thing? Okay.
Yeah, in fact, the FAA publishes a complete list of all the possible questions and answers that could be on that test. So, I mean, we can give a test that would be very similar to an actual certification test.
That would be so amazing. Okay. Okay, so some of the names that I have down are Dana Stevens, Chad Ellis, Brandy Peace, Kim Smith, whether y'all like it or not. If we get to meet in person, I'll bring chocolate. I'll bring anything to make y'all happy. But is there anyone else that would be willing, I mean, Sherry, to make it fit into your video programs? I don't know what all programs everyone is teaching, but I know I've visited with Sherry before.
Yeah, I'm willing to help.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yes.
Anyone else want to jump on that bandwagon? This is where you can't make eye contact. This is where, let me ask someone to pray and everyone looks down. Jody, I'm going to put your name on my list too. Thank you.
Okay, so looking through the chat, Chad said that it's beyond the CSA.
The AI, I think, yeah, AI is beyond CSA. There's nothing in CSA that teaches students to write learning algorithms. I mean, that's a very, very advanced standard. I was very surprised to see it at the 12th grade level. I feel like that's a second or third year college computer science major.
With the AI, I know we're talking about drones, but with the AI, would it be better to do it as like a capstone course?
I really think it would be.
So it would go beyond our AP computer science classes. So we could do it like we do CSP, CSA, and then this.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Then I'd like to be a part of it because we're trying to build on, we're trying to add a capstone to our programs.
If we're writing or having students write learning algorithms, that's well beyond anything presented in any of the AP classes.
Because then I'll need to get my,
and well beyond my skill level right now.
I can see, I'm going to need some knowledge. Then I want to pick y'all's brains because I can see my husband and I going out and getting our drone.
On the AI.
This is the AI conversation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. On the AI, I was wondering about, I know we have a program here for programming, and I wondered if it might fit better in that program because they're learning to write code.
Right.
A lot of different.
That's what Chad's saying is it would be like the capstone course of the programming plan.
For AI, yes, I really think so.
Okay.
So do you think this could be a course that could be offered at high schools? I mean, I know it's 12th grade. It has to be able.
That's the 12th grade standard set by the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, people were involved from University of Oklahoma, like Dr. Triton, in writing that standard. But I mean, that's a high level thing. I really feel like as a college computer science major, that's probably junior, senior stuff. I may be wrong, but that's well beyond anything I've ever tried to do in life.
Okay, so I have Melissa Bullen, Ruth Haynes, and Chad Ellis. Who else wants to be part of the, sorry, Chad, you're on both.
That's okay.
Who else would want to jump in and communicate with me on artificial intelligence? Does anyone feel, and please know, you do not have to feel confident that you know everything about artificial intelligence. Just to have the more input I can get on this and what you think your students can do, I'm all about including anyone that is willing to participate. And everyone looks away and doesn't make eye contact. Okay.
Who do you have on me, Ruth, and Chad?
Yes.
For AI?
Yeah. I had another instructor that was really gung-ho about it when I spoke to her at one of our professional development things before we went out for COVID. So I think it was in January. And then I just got notified that she is no longer at that school. So I'm really sad.
And who do you have on the drones?
I have Sherry, Dana, Chad, Brandy, Kim, and Jody. And anybody else that wants to jump in, please. You can email me if you change your mind later. But we will.
I'm interested in the drones for the Academy of Engineering, but my platter is overflowing.
Okay.
But
are you good with working on artificial intelligence?
Yeah, I just can't do both of them.
Okay.
I have to choose between one or the other right now.
Okay. Well,
I missed something. I got Chad, Sherry, Dana, Brandy.
Sherry Cleaves, Dana Stevens, Chad Ellis, Brandy Peace, Kim Smith, and Jody Keith.
Okay. I missed Jody.
Yeah.
I need to bow out and go to the business meeting too.
Okay. Well, I think we're good here.
Okay.
I think from now, does anybody have any questions about anything else going on in your classrooms or anything going on in the education world right now? I may not be able to answer, but I know a lot of people that can.
If you're teaching AP, you know about the free AP computer science courses that are coming up on SAT in November? by the state. So all day PD for CSA and CSP, November 7th and 14th and 21st.
Thank you, Ruth.
Ruth, this is Darren Lackey. Were you talking about the business meeting that was scheduled for this afternoon?
No, that one's at 4 o'clock.
The
That's
BMITE
computer
officer
science.
meeting?
No, the breakout room right here.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that the business meeting, the officer meeting for BMITE that was scheduled from 1 to 4 was moved
I'm
to
not an
November
officer.
4th. Okay.
And I have, no, I have a leadership meeting here at the school I have to be at. So, no. No, I'm talking about if you're teaching AP Computer Science, there's free training coming up, PD, offered by the state of Oklahoma on November 7th, 14th, or 21st. So, and you get all the curriculums, all the resources sent to you. It's virtual. So,
Awesome.
okay, I'm going to leave and y'all have a great weekend. I'm
You
going to the
too.
other meeting.
Bye.
Bye.
Darren, that meeting this afternoon. Now, forgive me for not knowing all the deets, but is that something where it's just officers, or is that the meeting where you are encouraging new folks to come in and serve on committees?
Well, it's one and the same, but it got moved to November 4th because we have some important bylaws updates that we need to make. And we didn't feel like we could get the regular business taken care of as well as get the bylaws changes made. So we needed to do a full day meeting for that. So it's November 4th from 8:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
The first half, the morning half will be the regular business meeting, and then the last half after lunch will be dedicated to doing bylaws updates and changes.
Okay. So any of my new teachers here, if you are not familiar with these meetings, those meetings is where I learned more about career tech and how our division functions. So if you're new, I would encourage you to participate in some of those meetings and start serving on some committees. Because
and we have several openings that we need filled for committees as well. So it's a great opportunity for you to really dig in and get involved. And so I would highly encourage you, if you haven't done so yet, it's a great segue into higher levels of leadership as well.
Yeah. Do you know what areas exactly that you have open, Darren?
Well, I'm at home and not in front of my work desktop, which has, I could pull it up and tell you exactly, but I can tell you that we need some help in the policy, on the policy committee. For sure, we've got a lot of we need at least 2 to fill in there. We also have a vacancy on the mutual benefit plan. That's the OK-ACTE representative for BMITE. That's vacant. And the diversity action, we need someone to fill in on the diversity action committee. That's also an ACTE. An OK-ACTE liaison from the BMITE. So there's a lot of different areas that someone could plug in, and I'll have more details on that available on the 4th as well. So,
right.
but you know, you can get it in the chat. Long time ago in the main chat, I put my phone number, my cell phone number, and my email address down in there. So you can go back through the chat and find that. And if you're interested, just give me a shout.
Thanks, Darren. Now, how will they get the link for that meeting? Will it be shared in like Monday Madness or something?
Yeah, I'll be getting that link to Carrie, and she'll be sending that out in the Monday Madness, the link for that.
Okay, all right, thank you. Does anyone have anything else? Okay. Y'all are a quiet bunch. I hear all the voices going around me in the office, and I hear meetings going on, and it sounds like they've got good content. So I'm sorry. We're lacking. Your fearless leader here does not have any more information for you, except that I will get a date to you and a Zoom link I may end up sending out a Kahoot calendar or calendar request to see what dates are available for you, and that way we can plan. If you guys would like to go join other meetings, you're welcome to do that if you teach in other areas as well as IT. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you, can you show us the new courses that were approved last year? Laurie Abels, I would love to. Let me see if I can find those. I don't know that I have a list of those new courses. We just included them in our syllabi collection, but I can find it and I can share it with you, Laurie.
I was just wondering if the cyber ops got approved.
Yes, yes, it did.
Were you working on one for the Cyber Patriot, like a course for just for Cyber Patriot?
I think we actually, don't we already have well, the Cybersecurity is the one that we have.
Okay.
The basics.
So that's what I have in there. I just didn't.
Yeah, but we do have the cyber ops.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, Christy, right off the top of your head, do you remember any of the cleanups that happened? Or what do you recommend? Us just go out and take a peek at those?
Well, I could share with you the new sequence of courses, but I know it's so small, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can find it.
We'll just go out to what, CTU, the best place to see them?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I was going to see if I could find it on this sequence of courses, BMITE sequence of courses. I can see if I can share it and figure out how to enlarge my screen. This is our new sequence.
Okay.
I don't know how big to make it.
Okay.
So we have consolidated a lot. Let me scroll down to IT.
Okay.
And if you have ever looked at the old sequence of courses, you know that IT had about, who knows how many pages?
A bunch.
Yes. So what we did, I don't know how far over. So we have combined the courses, but then over here have given all the options of the courses that you could change out. Because we know in a tech center, you guys do things, you know, some of you may have strong suits or you may have a path taking you one way and another teacher takes it another way. So we're good with that. We want you to build it what works for you. And so we kept the courses available and kept them in the sequence where they were originally. We just kind of scaled down. Is there one in particular that you would like to look at?
I look at video because that's what I teach, something in that area. But yeah, I like that you've kept those over at the side as options. And then if you said earlier, they said if something were missing or like to maybe let you all know, that could be added back over there as an additional course. Is that correct?
Yes, 100%. And I don't think we left out anything I was too scared to take out. I just, being so new in this, you know, now if you had Tanya in here that had been here for 14 or 15 years, I know she would be more knowledgeable of what is currently being used. And I just was too chicken to take too much out. So we kept things mostly the same.
Okay, what about like, look at the left column, the major names. I mean, what we would call the program majors. I know terminology's changed.
Yes.
So we can call it whatever we want.
Correct.
Accurate?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So this one, you know, web and digital communications is the pathway. The program area, we say audio and video technology, but then the the course name, this is what we call it, but we know, or not the course name, the course sequence, this is what we call it. We know that our tech centers are going to use something different. Now our high schools typically kind of stick with either with us, what we've said, or their sending school or their tech center that they're connected to. So.
Okay, now refresh my memory, because if you go changing majors, you have to have a minimum of how many hours in a major?
Oh goodness, now you're gonna get me lying. I don't know.
Okay.
What did you ask? I need to know this. So
well, yeah, there is a minimum, plus or minus. You can add plus or minus courses, but each one has to have a minimum number of hours. And I have that in notes somewhere myself, and I was just looking for a refresher.
Okay.
But there is a minimum number that would be.
Wasn't that like 450? 450 the minimum, and then you go over it 450 for the 900. So you take the 900 and you go down to 450, or you could go up 450. Was that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I'm guessing that's 480, since each course is 120 hours. Mm-hmm. So be 480 plus or minus, but I mean, not plus or minus, couldn't go minus. So 900 plus or minus, anywhere in that range of 480 maybe.
That's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah, I've got it. I just have to step away.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to ask Carrie to translate what y'all just talked about.
All right. Would you send that to me once you find that out?
Yes, I will.
I just want to double check that, because we're looking at a shorter major. I want to make sure.
Okay. So, okay. So if you have, video production assistant here, it says 600 hours. Mm-hmm. You can do that within, I think it would be the half. So it would be 300 hours. You have to be plus or minus half of that. So it would go from 300 to 900 hours. Is that right? Am I crazy?
I'm not sure that's accurate.
Okay. I'll ask Carrie for sure.
I don't think that's what they said in the meeting.
I think you have to have a minimum of 480.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was correct. It was 2 or 3 years ago when we were talking about when they just went over to outcomes.
Yes.
All right. Does anybody else want to look at their sequence? If you're familiar with it, then, or if you're familiar with the old one.
Is the best place to find this at NCTU?
Yes, under curriculum.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And Laurie, there was our cybersecurity.
I seen it in there earlier.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. What else?
Good.
Oh, Chad mentioned drones fit really good with GIS stuff. Yes, that's great. Is anyone teaching the new Fundamentals of Tech course? Does that cover GIS? Like sometimes it would cover little bits and pieces of each. I
think it's in there.
Okay.
A piece of it is in there.
Yeah.
We're teaching the new one.
I think it's there. And then you could also, with using something like the TILO, use it to create more interest in programming.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if there is nothing else, you guys are dismissed, or you're welcome to go join the other breakout rooms. This is a new feature in Zoom for us. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, which you've probably already figured out, go to the bottom of your screen and click on breakout rooms, and you can join a different room if you would like, or you're welcome to just hang out with me or go back to work. I've enjoyed having each of you. Thank you so much for your input. I appreciate you more than you will ever know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laurie.
So Is it over if we're not
Yes,
able to another?
you guys are dismissed. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
If not, then I can send you an invite.
What I see when I click on that is just that I have been assigned to a breakout room, information technology.
And it may be that we're working with different versions of Zoom. So Darren, do you want to go to a different room or do you want to stay here?
No, but I am very interested in how it works, because on the 4th, when we hold our business meeting, I'm going to want to do some breakout rooms for the committees. And so I'm very curious.
Yeah, I can stay here and talk with you about how it worked this morning when we were practicing. And then by the 4th, I would think that everyone should have the updated version by then. Chad, I've sent you your invite. If you don't get it, you might try to hover over the bottom of the screen again and see what you can do. Sherry, did you want to move rooms?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to say on the November 4th, we might make sure everybody is in the right version. So that might be something that we need to include in the communication, just so that happens.
LaDonna, did you want to move rooms?
Yeah, I was trying to see. I guess I don't have the updated version either.
Where do you want to go?
I wanted to go to the business.
Okay, I have sent